name is Kevin. I'm going to talk about the geography of Antigua, Guatemala. The city of Santiago de los Caballeros of Guatemala, whose official history name is very novel and very loyal, City of Santiago de los Caballeros of Guatemala. And popular name today as Antigua, Guatemala, is head of the homonymous municipality in the department of Zacatepec. Guatemala. It is located approximately 25 kilometers west of the capital Republic of Guatemala and at an altitude of 1,407 meters above the sea level. The municipality of Antigua, Guatemala is divided into the herder is divided into a 122 village and 13 hamlets. Geographic location. The modern municipality of Antigua, Guatemala is surrounded by municipality of the department of Zacatepec. Northwest, Santo Domingo, Xenacog, Cotenango, and Pastores. East, San Bartolomé Milpas Altas, Santa Lucía Milpas Altas, and Magdalena Milpas Altas. Southeast, Santa María de Jesús, Southwest, Old Town, and West, San Antonio Aguascalientes. Thanks.
As many of us know, Antigua Guatemala has a lot of old buildings that for the most part have been destroyed in the earthquake of 1976. This causes the city to be dangerous because if there is another earthquake, the most likely thing to happen is that the buildings could get completely destroyed and they could cause damage to people who live there and to the visitors. This is why we have to be very careful when visiting Antigua, Guatemala. We have to look for safe places because as it is a beautiful place to visit, it can also be a very dangerous place. Another thing to take into account when visiting Antigua, Guatemala are the floods that happen there because during this rainy season, many of the drains get collapsed with all the trash that people throw in the streets. So it causes damage to the houses, to the cars. So we have to be very careful with that. To stop this kind of problems, we should tell people to throw their garbage in the right place because as this bad habit can become a really big risk and it can also cause the tourists to have a bad perspective of our country and our inhabitants. Another thing to take into account are the cobbled streets because many people might not see them as a big risk, but actually it can be because maybe some tourists are not acquainted with walking on those kind of surfaces, so they might slip and it can cause damage to them. So the thing that we have to do in this case is to tell people to get with themselves comfortable shoes because if they don't get comfortable shoes and maybe a girl goes with high heels, she might fall because that those streets are very hard to walk in when you're not acquainted with that kind of surface. Thank you.
The pollution in Antigua, Guatemala was serious this problem caused by the dome located in the sector called Choconar. Since then, the Council for the Preservation of Antigua was created, keeping it clean and reservation began mainly in the garbage, because it was the biggest problem. Now the impossible municipal council prohibits the use and distribution of plastic bags and straws, dropboard, planes, and disposable plastic cups.
The decision is to reduce the serious damage that the use of this material causes to the environment and be replaced by other biodegradable ones. The council individually established a fine of 300 quetzales for those who violate the agreement, while merchants and companies that use and sell plastic will receive 3,000 and 7,500 quetzales respectively. Antigua, Guatemala became the second municipality to ban the use of plastic in this Central American country.
Hi, my name is Janina Cardona and I'm talking about the culture of Antigua, Guatemala. Antigua, Guatemala founded on March 10, 1543. And Antigua, Guatemala was declared on the World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1979. This beautiful and magical colonial city has almost 500 years of history, with a privileged climate and exceptional view of the fire and Catenango volcanoes. These are the most famous paintings by Antigua, Guatemala. The main tourist attraction of Antigua, Guatemala is the Jain museums, the Antigua Guatemala's cathedral, and this city is also rich in handicrafts and traditional clothing, ceramic, silver, and gold products, metallic products, typical sweets, and the gastronomy.
Well, and now with my partner Andrea, we'll talk about the natural features of Antigua, Guatemala. Okay, to start, we have the Cerro La Cruz, formerly known as Cerro Mountain. Is a small mountain that we can find near the city of Antigua, Guatemala. His current name is due to a cross guarding the city. The hill has an altitude that allows to visualize the colonial city of Antigua, Guatemala in its all splendor. Okay, about the second one natural feature of Antigua, Guatemala, we have Tenedor del Cerro. It's a very good place to enjoy a different walk along with museums, viewpoints, murals, sculpture, and much more. And the best of all is that you will find yourself surrounded by nature, and it's a place that has a very attention. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Andrea Buckley and I'm going to talk about the natural features about Antigua, Guatemala in Santiago, Zacatepeques. Santo Domingo del Cerro is a quite the attraction. All road into Santo Domingo del Cerro has a restaurant, El Tenedor del Cerro, 2 museums, art gallery, aviary, SIP, backgrounds for girls and boys, playgrounds, event facilities, an all-around marvelous place to spend a lazy morning or to be relaxed. So I recommend it since it's a very long step. Once you make it at the top of the hill while admiring all the kinds of art sculptures, it's a gorgeous view from the top. It's a gorgeous view about all the art you can see in Guatemala, in Antigua, Guatemala. In this place you will find all the art pieces of the colonial time. So if you go there, you will see that. Another place I can recommend or talk about is San Cristóbal el Alto. It's located only 15 minutes away from the center of Antigua, Guatemala. And you will find at San Cristóbal el Alto a little town on the top of the hill. Cerro San Cristóbal is not only a restaurant, it also has an organic farm, and you are proud to say that all the salad you can eat in the restaurant came from the garden to your table. It's a vegetarian restaurant.